everyone, so I know some of you are starting high school soon, which is why I decided to do my new series, Too Cool for School, which I was definitely too, actually I wasn't too cool for school, I was too school for cool. But I know my hair kind of looks bad, and I know you guys can hear the fan blaring, but just never mind it. Move on with life. So I know some of you guys are going into school soon, so I thought I'd start my my school series early so that you guys could, I don't know, get a feel for high school before you go into it, or what you need for high school. So today I'm just going to be doing advice for high school seniors, which some of you guys might think is kind of weird because I know a lot of people do advice for high school freshmen videos, and if you are a freshman or if you're not a senior, if you're a junior or sophomore, whatever, I do have my general advice for high school / my high school experience linked down below. It's very much so a very boring, ranty video, but you know, you get what I just have some specific tips just for high school seniors, because in your senior year there's so much going on that if you don't stay on top of it, you're gonna fail. And that's just how years. Other years you can kind of concentrate on other things, but with your senior year especially, if you fuck shit up, you fuck shit up. Like, you don't get to go back and redo it. So this is just my Okay, so my first tip for anyone going into high school would definitely be to get the tools you need before you need them, okay? This might be a simple ass tip for some of you, but I know my school, grade 12, for calculus, well, pre-calculus, you definitely needed the Texas Instruments T183 or TI-84 calculator. If you don't have this for the first day of school, what the fuck are you doing with your life? I know that some of them, some of the tools are more investment purchases. Like, I know that the Texas Instruments calculator can usually run about $150, which is something that you don't really want to spend on school supplies. Like, I know personally, if I had $150, I want to go to Mac. I want to go buy some shit that I'm actually going to enjoy. But if you need it, you need it. And if you don't have this in school, you're going to be shit. Like, you can't move. So make sure you have your shit together and that you have all your tools in place. My next thing would be buy school supplies appropriately. Kind of plan out beforehand what you're gonna need, what you're gonna want, and how you're gonna work with school. I know personally that I had one 5-subject notebook. This one was nice, and I just did different sections. So my first section was like my English section, and then it moved on to math because I only took 4 classes. So I had math, philosophy, biology, and then in the back I had diploma review for the classes I needed diploma review section for. So I found that the 5-subject notebook worked perfectly for me. I know that some people do 1-subject notebooks and matching folders, but I just did the 1-subject notebook and a big binder. Plan this out beforehand so that you're not like halfway into school and you're like, oh, this system really doesn't work. Figure out the shit that works. Like, you've been in high school for how many years now? Find a system that can actually work for you and follow through with it so that papers aren't just being thrown everywhere and you're... My third tip for high school seniors in particular would be definitely get a planner. This one I just picked up at Chapters Indigo. Well, I picked up at Kohl's, which is like in partnership with Chapters Indigo. And it's just one that I found that I thought looked like the Great Gatsby. And my number one tip would definitely be to color code shit. Color code. So I gave each class a color. English was pink, biology was green, math was blue, and philosophy was purple. And then I wrote in black all my other things, so I'd write in my work schedule, if I had appointments, things like that, so that I wouldn't get that mixed up with stuff I had to do for school. Now, a planner can definitely keep you on track, but if you're not the planner type of person, if you know that you're going to write shit in this and then you're going to leave it somewhere or you're going to forget to check the planner, do not use a planner. I don't understand how that works for some people, how they come to this logic, but if a planner doesn't work for you, if you start off school every year with a planner and by the end of the year that planner's still not with you, don't use a planner. For some people, I have this app on my phone that's called Evernote, which is the ultimate organization device. And it gives you an option for text, camera, photos, reminders, and lists. So if you have homework for a certain class, you can put it in a list and make a to-do list for it. If you have a assignment that your teacher has up on the board, you can take a photo of it and save it on this app. So there's different ways you can go around it. Even the basic calendar app in your phone, put stuff in there if that works best for you. Just find a way to keep yourself organized that isn't just, oh, I'll remember. My fourth tip for high school seniors in particular would be to get your college stuff organized. Get it organized. For me, this is just okay, let me see if I can cover up my college. Okay, this is the college I go to. This is their undergraduate book. I just put a little sticker on the course that I'm taking and highlighted the courses that I'm going to need in my first year in my curriculum, so that when you go in to an appointment with an advisor or anything, you can just flip right to this page and say, okay, so I need to take these courses. How can I fit that into a schedule, and what do I need to take now so that I can get that in that schedule? I'd also recommend, if you're going to any advisor's appointments and you do have admission letters or step-by-step guides or anything that your college or university has sent you, make sure that you're bringing this with you. Don't just show up and be like, oh, this works. Like, don't do that. I also made two little sticky notes of what was in the book. One called Courses I Needed for My Major, and then courses needed to upgrade, because I don't have... I didn't get a good enough mark in one of my courses to get into my major, so I made sure to write that down so that I can make my college advisor aware that I need that course. So it's just kind of like tips to yourself so that your appointment doesn't go completely off track. Another tip related to this directly would be, make sure that you are double, triple, quadruple checking your entrance average for your university, and check for your specific program. If you don't want to do open studies, why the hell are you looking at the general admissions? Make sure you're checking for the specific admissions for your category, because that's what messed me up, was that I was told that I wasn't going to need a course for my program, and I actually did, and I didn't have it, so now I have to upgrade it. Like, that's my life. So make sure that you decide on which university you want to go to by the start of your senior year, because do not try and decide. I know that some people are going to try and tell you that you can just decide what university you want to go to halfway through or after high school or whatever. Don't do that. Make sure that you have at least a university set. Like, even if you're planning to take a year off, make sure that you know what university you plan on going to after high school, because even if you're taking a year off, that's not going to change the fact that you can't get into that university. Just saying, your marks don't change. So make sure that you at least have a university in mind that you want to go to, and make sure that you are up on the latest entrance average for that university, and make sure that you're at least 3 to 4 points above the entrance average, and make sure that you're looking at the specific qualifications as well. I know that some universities go by a generalized average of all the courses you took in your senior year, which is fine too. I know that other universities go by a generalized average of all the courses you've done throughout all of your high school years. And then I know that others, especially ones here in Canada that I've looked at, only go by 5 30 level courses, so 5 grade 12 level courses that you choose for them to average you on. So make sure that you're looking into that as well, because then you don't have to be stressing about things that you don't need to stress about. Or then you need to start stressing about things you need to be stressing about. It just makes you very, very aware of what's going on. Another tip related to colleges, I know this is getting a lot about colleges, but guys, like, a senior year is a lot about preparing for college, because you got college the next semester and it's such a different atmosphere. So one last tip would be, like I mentioned in this whole segment about college, make sure that you are booking an appointment with your college advisor or an advisor at the school you're planning on going to by at least November, December. I know this might seem kind of early, but at least then you're getting in there and you're making, 1, your name known, 2, the program that you want to get into known. But also, the college advisor can give you some really good tips that you can't find on the website or from advisors from your school, such as, like, what's the best time to apply, which is the best way to apply. Is it best to apply in person? Is it best to apply online? Which way is going to get your admission most likely and most known? Also, if you're going to meetings with the college advisor, they can really help you figure out what's the best courses to take now that you won't have to take later, and that kind of thing. They're just really helpful for giving you the best advice. They also kind of give you a heads up on payments that are going to need to be made before you can register for your classes. I know that my university has a 150, well, not my university, but my college university place that I'm going, has a $150 like application fee, a $70 application fee, $150 admissions fee, and then it also has a $250 registration deposit. So she just made me aware of all that before going into it, because it's really hard, you know, the week of registration to walk in there and for them to say, oh, well, you need $250. Well, you kind of need to know that in advance. So I definitely recommend booking an appointment, even if you're not staying in the same city as your potential university college. Make sure that you're emailing with them constantly or getting in touch with an advisor about November, December. Just start emailing back and forth, asking general questions to really make yourself more secure in your decision. Now let's move on to grad / prom / whatever big celebration that your school has at the end of the year. My school has a 2-day graduation ceremony, one the cap and gown, and then the second night is like the prom thing. My suggestion, if you live in a very populated or if you go to a school that has a lot of people, make sure that if you're planning on dress shopping in the city that you live in, make sure that you're starting to dress shop about November, December of the year. I know I'm telling you guys to start everything in like November, December, but it will really give you a heads up, and then when the end of the year comes, you're not stressing out about the little details. You can just really relax and try and focus on getting everything done. I started dress shopping in like August, mostly because my school is very, very competitive for dresses. In my current city, there's only 3 dress shops, and each of them has the policy that once one student from one school buys a dress, no other student from that school can buy that dress. So to save yourself the heartbreak, you need to go early, girl. So I started dress shopping, like just looking around about August. I wouldn't really recommend going that early, but like start looking around, start looking through magazines, start looking at what's out there. I'd say about like October, November, like just see what's going on. And then I actually ended up purchasing my dress that I ended up wearing, and I'll insert it. I ended up purchasing this dress about November, like late November, which I found very comforting because it gave me tons of time to get the perfect alterations, to find the shoes that I wanted, to find the jewelry that I wanted, and to be able to just move on from actually finding the dress to correspond to. I know I needed lots of alterations. It gives you plenty of time to book. If you're a guy, I would definitely wait on the tuxedo rental / tuxedo buying excursion. Most men that I graduated with usually went about late April, early May. Our graduation was the 3rd weekend in May, so I know a lot of guys just went like about like the middle of April and bought their tuxes or rented them. Well, not rented them, but like booked their slot to rent the tux. I don't know how this whole situation works. I just found it was really nice to have everything done in advance, because I know that there's so much schoolwork in that senior year, and it is crazy. Like, you can hardly keep up with it. So I definitely recommend going early, getting on that dress shopping early, just making sure that you have everything handled so that you're not worrying about it like 2 weeks before. A couple kind of miscellaneous tips would be, 1, get a proper bag for school. Now this might seem kind of silly. This is just the Longchamp Les Pliages shopping tote. In the large, this is kind of like the stereotypical preppy girl swag. I just have mine in the navy color, and I purchased this about, I think it was like November, December of this year. And the thing is, you might think it's, if you purchase a new school bag this year, well, you still have money and it's a good investment, it can last you all your years of college. So that's why I kind of went for the Longchamp, and I kind of invested in it a bit more. I just really wanted something that would last me all 4 years of college and I didn't have to worry about. So that's one tip that I would give. Second would be, stop caring what you look like. I don't know how many times I can say this to people, because in college, it's a completely different atmosphere. It's very education based, and people just stop giving a shit what you look like, unless you're in like a fashion program, I guess. So just start that kind of mentality now. Just really focus on your education rather than spending 3 hours before school every day trying to get ready. Like, stop it. Stop it. Stop trying so hard. If you're spending more than an hour in the morning trying to get ready for school, you're spending too much time. I am sorry. But like, it's not worth it. Like, who are you impressing? And then you're tired all day through school, so you're missing all of your education. Just stop. Just stop doing it. It is like the number one recommendation that I can give is stop trying so hard to impress people, because you are leaving all of these people and they're peasants, and you are Beyonce, and you need to get over it because you will be fabulous regardless. Tips with Maggie. So that would be all the real senior specific high school tips that I have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you have any other questions whatsoever, I'm happy to answer any high school tips or any high school questions really. Just leave them in comments down below, message me on Twitter, anything you feel like doing, and I'll see you guys next time.
You are the popular one, the popular chick. It is what it is now, popular is standing on the field.